Now, my next guest is best known for playing James McEwan in the hit Netflix show Heartstopper. But earlier this year, in a wonderfully emotional, raw moment in the celebrity Big Brother house, Bradley Richards revealed to his housemates that he is autistic.
I think growing up, like finding out who I was, trying to understand who I was, but a lot of that time I lied about who I was, and it hurt a lot. Just shying away from the real fact that I'm gay, I'm autistic, I'm proud of who I am, and I think that's taken a long time for me to say that, and that's my biggest regret. I wish I never did that to myself. My whole teenage years, I wish I just was me. And,
Bradley.
I haven't watched that back, so that was a bit weird.
I know, I was saying you haven't watched it back until this moment.
No, I haven't, no.
How does it make you feel watching that? Because it was a real seminal moment, I think, in the show. It's where people who maybe didn't even know who you were just fell in love with you.
Yeah, it was really weird, because it's like a lot of my life I have to warm to people and trust them and make them understand me, but there it was just these group of they were strangers. They were a group of strangers, and I just felt so open, so honest and confident to say my piece and say who I am. And yeah, it was a really, really weird moment for me.
A sort of milestone moment for you in your... And because when you say you felt relaxed and confident and you wanted to speak out, just take us back to when you were... Before you got diagnosed, you were really young, actually. Was it 9?
9 years old,
actually, which I suppose these days seems like a really early diagnosis, because lots of people are waiting, aren't they?
There's thousands of people waiting,
Thousands of people waiting for a diagnosis. That's partly why you're here today, actually. But take us back to sort of those primary school years then. What were you like then, and how different are you now?
Yeah, before my diagnosis, though, I didn't use voice as a form of communication at all. I'd use sounds or movements to try and put what I was communicating across. And then obviously when I got to my diagnosis quite early on, everything kind of made sense of why I got overstimulated in certain situations, why I'd have meltdowns in certain situations, and that was I think diagnoses are so crucial to so many people, because that's the bar. You understand yourself, why you do certain things make sense, and then from there you can try to learn more about yourself, because everyone's different. Everyone who's neurodiverse are different. So once I had my diagnosis, I then had no confidence. I didn't understand myself, but I had a base layer of who I was. So then my parents took me to drama classes every Wednesday night, just to gain confidence. I wouldn't speak to anyone, I'll just be there. But it was a confidence, like you said, milestones. And from that moment, I just fell in love with acting. And then I was auditioning for Bill Sikes and Oliver, and I screamed and used my voice. And yeah, it was an escapism for me through acting. I found my voice, literally. So
absolutely extraordinary, isn't it? And for your mum and for your parents to go from and what must have been a very stressful time for them as parents to they were worrying presumably at what is going on with Bradley. Non-verbal communication, generally speaking, up until really till the age of 9. I mean, it's extraordinary. And then to now be non-stop talking.
Yeah, that's what my mum says. My mum's like, can't shut him up now. But,
I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. And what is it that you want to achieve? Because you're working with a charity now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Around autism. What is it that you feel strongly about helping others to learn about themselves and how society should sort of move with the times, really?
100%. I think, so the charity I work with is Autistica.
Yeah.
And they have 20, 30 goals. So their goals include having double employment rate in neurodiverse people, because it's one of the lowest disability groups who are employed in the country, which is crazy. Also create more spaces for them to be more spaces to be accessible, and just make the world more accepting and have attitudes change towards autistic people.
And what have you found since doing that on Celebrity Big Brother? What's been the reaction to you that you found? Yeah, the fans and so on. Yeah,
it's because obviously in Heartstopper I was playing a character. There I was being myself. So when people go, "Oh, it's Bradley," and they see me, I'm like, "Oh no, they know me. They know me, Brad." It's scary. It's quite nerve-wracking, but for the messages I got from parents, from teachers, from neurodiverse people themselves, they just said just to see someone on TV just to be authentically themselves is incredible. I wish I saw someone be like, "Oh, I'm autistic," live on TV. yeah, it helps people a lot.
That's brilliant. And series 3 of Heartstopper, you filmed it.
Yeah, it's all done.
Is it, I mean, is it just as wonderful?
It's still Heartstopper.
Yeah, it's still wonderful. And what else are you working on? You've got loads coming up, haven't you? Tell us a bit about what you're up to.
So next week I start an Amazon Prime series, which, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, you can't say too much about it.
No, that's it. Full stop.
Yeah, lovely.
And then also going into Panto season at the end of the year.
What are you doing for Panto?
I'm playing Peter Pan and Peter Pan.
Of course you're playing Peter Pan.
Going to be flying everywhere in Aylesbury Waterside Theatre, which is really exciting. And then me and Zizi have been working on our YouTube project, which is Get Hired Not Fired, which is really exciting. We've got loads of things going on.
And I must say, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
Which is absolutely gorgeous. Tell us a bit about Charlie and how you got engaged.
Scott.
Sorry.
I was like, Charlie, I was like, who's this mystery man?
Yes, exactly. There's no scoop here, by the way.
Scott, he's in the theatre world. We met at drama school, and we just kept building this relationship, and I trust him a lot. And he asked me, and I was like, yeah, why not?
What was that? Did you know he was going to ask you?
Well, this is the thing. We said if I won Celebrity Big Brother, I was like, propose to me, make it, a really good year. I didn't win, obviously, but he still did it, so it was, it was a nice moment.
And I tell you what, the fans of Celebrity Big Brother were really sad that you didn't get the big exit.
I know.
With all the crowd and everything. What was that about? Well, it wasn't to do with your autism, was it?
No.
You needed a quiet exit or anything?
No, it was just lack of votes.
I see.
Yeah, it was just like...
That's a bit tough.
Yeah, a bit tough, but it was, I just got backdoor eviction because it's like the voting.
Right,
I had the lowest votes at that time, and then I left, but... Yeah, it was really fun, and the exit was a lot to take in, but
was it?
The production had so much things in place, and they were very accessible as a production, so I praise them.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it's the summer holidays. There's a new school term coming up. What is your advice to parents who may be waiting for a diagnosis? What can they do? What can you from your own experience, what's, your sort of top tips, essentially, or advice to parents and kids themselves?
Because I think, obviously, we have the internet's great, but there's a lot of misinformation there, and it can be damaging. It can do the reverse effect. So I think the best thing to do is books. I think that's a main thing that I learned about myself.
Because you've written books, obviously.
I wrote a book. Not my book. I wasn't plugging my book, but it was like read books and hear people's journeys and people's stories and find the representation in people. That's how that helped me a lot, finding real life stories, real autistic people telling their stories, and I think that will have a very positive effect on the person about to go to school.
Well, Bradley, you are such an inspiration. And as your parents who sort of plugged away and found this great, voice for you through drama, what a fantastic story. Good luck with the Amazon Prime show, whatever that may be.
We will do.
You won't tell me what it is. And congratulations on all your achievements. You're such a lovely human being on top of all your talent.
Thank you.